"Did anyone order me a plain cheese?" screamed Kevin, the last embers of the Yuletide fire in his heart extinguishing as the McAllister family once again demolished his prepubescent culinary dreams, subjecting him to the torturous rigmarole he was now, sadly, accustomed to. Buzz glared at him, his greasy lips pulled back over his teeth in a contemptuous sneer. Oh yes, how the Palais de Noël had crumbled from its once mighty foundations. This kid was the epitome of prick. A hulking, rat-faced, slow-reading glutton of an adolescent. Eyes as black as a butler's best buttons. And who's called Buzz anyway? "Someone's going to have to barf it all up, because it's gone," said Buzz, mockingly. He then began a crude mime of a man about to vomit, slyly implying that he had eaten Kevin's pizza as well as his own. Kev, get a plate!" Continuing this gauche Christmas pantomime performance of a man who had wolfed down just one Domino's too many. "Oh, for God's sake," said Kevin, nostrils flaring, fists clenched, hair amazing. "I'm going to run at you!" He charged at Buzz's abdomen, clawing and jabbing, almost attempting to reach the now semi-digested pizza that lay in the catacombs of Buzz's vast and densely populated guts. Chaos! Oh, how the very fabric of bonhomie and festive spirit was being unravelled in the McAllister dining room / open plan kitchen on this grave Christmas Eve. Everyone was freaking out. Everything went everywhere. "Watch it!" screamed Uncle Frank. "What are you doing?" an unidentified voice gurgled amongst the melee. "Spill my pint!" Megan lunged for the antibacterial surface wipes. There was literally not enough kitchen roll. Fuller became trapped between a chair and a wall in a painful but admittedly comical manner. Disaster! Pepsi on passports, boarding passes in the bin. Meanwhile, across town in Grassley Hall, an ominous, stately manor that had known too many bad memories. Senator James Cardell nursed a scotch next to the now disused fireplace. The house, with its cavernous halls and intricate wood panelling, was empty now. His sons Michael and Leonard had left home after the incident. They said it was to attend college, but he knew the real reason. The scotch warmed the area where his heart once was. It had been now 10 years since Barbara died. 10 long, grueling years. Sorry, I should just clarify, this is a subplot that was dropped from the film, but they put it back in for the novelisation. "Jessica," whispered the senator. Sweet, sweet young innocent Jessica. He knew it was wrong, but he couldn't help himself. A scandal at election time. He was turning into his father. He was turning into the man he always feared he would become. Meanwhile, back at the McAllister household, there was still Pepsi all over the passports and the plane tickets were mucky. "Look what you did, you little jerk," said Uncle Frank, wiping the mustard from his smartphone. The whole family stood in silence. Uncle Frank glared at him. Buzz and Megan glared at him. Joe Pesci, who was pretending to be a policeman at this point, I should have mentioned that earlier, glared at him. "Kevin, you're such a disease," yelled Jeff. "Fuck off," said Kevin, a now palpable sense of fury rising within him as his chest tightened, blood rushing to his arse. Kevin's mother piped up. "You're going straight to bed," she said, "and you're sleeping on the 3rd floor with Fuller." "Yeah, with me," said Fuller, taking a sip of his 7-Up and making another reference to his bedwetting. "I'm not sleeping in a bed with Fuller. He pisses himself." Fuller, now angry and bewildered, protested. "No, I don't, Kevin." "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's what you're known for. That's what your thing is, that you piss yourself. You even play up to it. Just before, when Mum said, I'm going to have to sleep with Fuller, you went, yeah, with me, and did a little face, like you're definitely going to piss yourself, like you want to. And not just yourself, you're going to piss all over me at Christmas." "Kevin," admonished his mother, "that's enough. Fuller's not like that." She meant Christmas business, eyes as aflame as her flowing red hair. She was now at the end of her tether, and she was also in Beetlejuice. "What are you on about, Mum? Any exchange anyone has with Fuller, both now and probably even in the future if I end up going to New York for some bullshit reason. Any verbal exchange with him usually involves some vague reference to him pissing himself. And when he's not talking about pissing himself, he's pissing himself." I took a shower washing every body part with actual soap, including all my major crevices, including in between my toes and in my belly button, which I never really did before but sort of enjoyed. "I washed my hair with adult formula shampoo and used cream rinse for that just wash shine," said Kevin, to no one. "I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape." He applied some aftershave to his face and screamed. Kevin was fond of talking to himself and screaming. He'd been alone now for 3 days. He had made his family disappear. The stinging words of his now absent siblings still rolling over in his brain, haunting him. Kevin, you're such a disease. Kevin, you're completely helpless. Everyone has to do everything for you. No, Kevin, you're what the French call café un croissant. Kevin, you can't tune a guitar for shit. Kevin, how did you spill passata into my Xbox? You can't keep denying the Holocaust, Kevin. It happened. Oh, Kevin. The memory of more voices came to him. Kevin, you look like Shane McGowan's tongue. Your dick stinks, Kevin. Kevin, stop using the word epicenter outside of seismological context. Just say focus or center. Kevin, you drank my gin. Kevin, you broke my lute. Kevin, you depicted Muhammad. Eat shit, you little Christmas headache. Kevin, it's me, Fuller. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, except I would piss on you and am almost definitely going to, because that's my thing. You wouldn't even need to be on fire. In fact, I could be on fire. I'd still manage to piss my way into your evenings, both tonight and for the rest of your life. It's a piss party, my man. The silence isn't golden, but the showers certainly are. Kevin, kill yourself. I made my family disappear, said Kevin. An 8-year-old boy, by himself. Sure, he'd been having fun at first, but Kevin Metallica knew that this Christmas holiday of freedom and solitude would soon lose its veneer of novelty, and the creeping, lingering sense of isolation and loneliness was beginning to penetrate his delicate soul. He also had the sinister intentions of the 2 men prowling outside at this very moment to contend with. Kevin knew those crooks still had their suspicions about who exactly was in the house. He decided to make the house seem alive. Utilising the many mannequins found in the McAllister basement, he positioned them in the windows in an effort to make the place seem jumping with Christmas joy. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee blared from the stereo, and he had ingeniously attached a life-size cardboard cutout of basketball star Michael Jordan to a toy train set, making it move across the house seemingly of its own accord. Right on cue, the wet, wet, wet bandits, as they like to call themselves, pulled up in their van and observed the home front. "Harry," said Marv, "I think that house might be occupied." Joe Pesci snorted. "You dizzy motherfucker, you," said Pesci. "They fucking told me they were going to Paris. What the fuck would they be home for, you stuttering prick, you?" Marv shifted uncomfortably in his seat. "But look, Harry, there's party music. And I don't wish to leap to conclusions. Of course, it's speculation. But it appears as if the house is full of people. Look fast upon the figure in the window, slowly rotating with a fixed posture. And see, Michael Jordan is also there, gliding smoothly from room to room. This house, Harry, is clearly alive with the spirits of 1,000 festive souls. And no matter how ludicrously unconvincing these silhouettes may be, the only conclusion that we can draw is that this house is full. It's a full house, Harry. Look at the evidence. 8 bedrooms and not a single one unoccupied from what I can gather, judging by the crude and jerky motions of the figures on display to us. I mean, sure, what party looks like that? And what, one may wonder, is Michael Jordan doing there, gliding towards the fireplace like the ghost of Christmas basketball past? Harry, a skeptic, and a bloody idiot no less, would probably assume that some kind of foul play was afoot, and that the house was in fact not populated by people having a good time, but by some sort of bizarre and utterly implausible mannequin parade, perpetuated perhaps by, say, a small boy who can't seem to work out how to use a microwave, but can operate an elaborate pulley system in half an hour using the many mannequins found in your bog standard family home. And yes, some would say a display like that wouldn't fool any right-thinking adult human for a second. But Harry, I can tell you with no degree of uncertainty, I'm sure that's not what's happening. Them's people, they are. That house is not empty." Joe Pesci snarled. "I guess you're fucking right, you cocksucker ball-breaker motherfucker, you!" "Come on, Harry. We'll come back tomorrow. Let's get a bite to eat." And with that, the wet bandits pulled off into the night, thoughts of thievery careering round their heads as they smoked cigarettes and listened to Blur's Think Tank on the van's CD system.